welcome. You are tuned into the Black Nation of Israel. This video is about the scriptures that is in the Bible that is about the real children of Israel, the true children of Israel. The scriptures identify who the real children of Israel is. And also, you see, when we have our mind focused on who we are, our true identity as Israel, we will begin to treat each other right. We find common ground, and we begin to have unity among one another. We will heal and treat one another right. It will heal gender wars among our people, because our people right now is going through gender wars. The scriptures can solve all of this. The other nations of the world do not want to see us Negroes come together and have unity and be united with each other. They want to see us hating one another, fighting one another, envy and jealousy, with strife and gender wars. This is what they spent a lot of money over the decades to get us to this point where we envy and jealousy and gender wars going on. They spent a lot of money on getting us to the point where we at gender wars. The black female hate the black male. The black man is going against the woman. Gender wars. See, they spent a lot of money on that. You see it played out in the movies. It's in the movies where they promote interracial dating. It was planned decades ago to get us to be involved in gender wars. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be going over some scriptures that is identifying who we are as Israel. As Israel. Okay, I need to find out who is this behind me. Okay. Yeah, they spent a lot of money on that. Okay, now let us go into Isaiah 39. These scriptures is identifying who we are, the Negroes of slave descent in America. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 39, verse 5 through 8. Isaiah 39, verse 5 through 8. Then said Isaiah to Hezekiah, hear the word of Yahuwah of hosts. Behold, the days come, that all that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store until this day, shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, saith Yahuwah. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget. Listen up close. This is the key of these scriptures that I want to share. I'm going to read it again, verse 7. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, shall they take away. You see that? Shall they take away. Sounds familiar? And they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. Then said Hezekiah to Isaiah, Good is the word of Yahuwah which thou hast spoken. He said, Moreover, for there shall be peace and truth in my days. Now let's go back up to that verse in verse 7, to the scripture in verse 7. It say, And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, shall they take away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. It say, shall they take away. The sons was taken away. Sounds familiar? That happened during the Atlantic slave trade, when they took our sons and daughters away to another white family. And also, now let's focus on the white Native Americans and the Mexicans. Okay, the Mexicans, though, their ancestors are the Aztec Indians. When they was conquered, their children was not taken away. They was just slaughtered and killed. This is why most of the Indians are not around today. When they was conquered, they killed the men, women, and children. They didn't take their children away and separate them like they did us. Now, sure, yes, they was conquered. They was conquered by the white European settlers. Okay? But the scriptures is giving a distinction of who the children of Israel is. The scriptures say that our sons, and of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, shall they take away. See, our children was taken away and given to another people, to another white family. Their children was just slaughtered. And, men, women, and children. Okay. The scriptures is telling who the real children of Israel is. All 12 tribes are Negroes. And it told us that in the movie Roots even showed it, where the movie Roots, the series, the children was taken away. Just like the scriptures say right here. The sons was taken away to another white family. And it says in Joel, the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6, it's talking about a young boy was sold as a harlot, and a young girl for wine that they might drink, that the white slave traders might drink, that they might drink. You see, that happened during the transatlantic slave trade when they were selling our people off. They didn't do their children like that. You see. Now they children was conquered. Men, women, and children was killed off. The scriptures is given a distinction. You see that? It's very specific on who the children of Israel is. Yes, all 12 tribes are Negroes. Let's go to let's see. Well, first of all, I'm just going to say that Nebuchadnezzar was king of Babylon from 605 BC to 563 BC. He conquered Judah and destroyed Jerusalem in 586 BC. It was prophesied by the prophet Jeremiah that Judah was going to be destroyed. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 9, real quick. The prophecy of Jeremiah concerning Judah. Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith Yahuwah, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and will bring them against this land and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment, and an hissing, and perpetual desolations. You see that? That's the prophecy. He said, "Will bring them against this land, the land of Judah, Jerusalem, and against the inhabitants thereof, the inhabitants of Judah, Judites, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and making an astonishment." Yeah, that's what happened to Judah. That was a prophecy, okay? Now let's go to Daniel chapter 1, verse 3. Starting in verse 3 and 4. Daniel chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. This was when Daniel was chosen, the four Hebrew boys. And the king spake unto Aspenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. They was chosen, see. The four Hebrews was chosen. Okay, now let's go to verse 7. And before I go there, Daniel and the four Hebrews, their names had meaning, and it was connected to faith in Elohim. Their names had meaning. When they arrived in Babylon, their names was changed. Before I go to verse 7, their names was changed. Just like our people, when we got to America, our names was changed. Our names was changed. They did the same thing to Israelites, to Daniel, to the four Hebrews. They changed their names. You see that? They changed our names when we got here to America. on the slave voyages on their website. You can look this up. The slaves had Yah in them. They had Yah's name in the slave names. You see, and this is why they changed our names to white European sounding names. You know, and every now and then, see, from time to time, we need to be reminded of this to get us back on unity and being a nuclear family once again. What I mean by nuclear family is that, like it was in the 60s, where you had two-parent family homes, men, a husband and wife, and 2 or 3 children. That's what I mean by nuclear family. We need to get back to that and stop having gender wars. See, they put that on us. That was put on us by the powers that be. You see, when they created the welfare system, that fueled the gender wars going on. When they created the welfare system, and they put when they gave them Section 8 and welfare, that fueled the gender wars right there. That's what it did. And I'm going to make a separate video on that in sometime in the future. Okay, let's go to Daniel chapter 1 verse 7. Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego. You see that? The 4 Hebrew men, they changed their names. Verse 7 is proof that the Israelites' names was changed when they arrived in Babylon. This is what happened to us. You see, the Native American Indians and the white Mexicans, they was conquered and they was killed off. They children was not separated like ours was, like our ancestors children was. Our children, the Negro children, were separated and sent to another white family, and they was raised up in a white slave trader's home. The scriptures is testifying of this. And it was forced assimilation. Daniel 1 and 7 happened in ancient times, and it happened again during the transatlantic slave trade. That's forced assimilation. Forced assimilation. We had to assimilate into the new world at that time. It happened in Daniel's time too. It was a new world. Babylon was the new world. Ancient Babylon was the new world to Daniel. America is the new world to us. Assimilating into the new world of America. This is why Romans chapter 12, it say, chapter 12 in Romans chapter 12 verse 2, it say, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be not conformed to this new world, the new world, this white society with all the greed, the lust, the greed, the things of this world, the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. And also we was conformed to this world when we was brought over here off the slave ships, and they changed our Hebrew names to their names. See? Okay. This is the end of the video. Peace.